Hi there, I'm Gabriel Morris, author of Following My Thumb, A Decade of Unabashed Wanderlust, which was just published and is available on Amazon.com. But I thought that I would tell a few sort of free-form stories that aren't actually in the book from my various travels around the world. So this one is from India. This was winter of 2006, and I was in South India, and I was going from this very tiny little town, which I don't even remember the name of it, that was the site of some really amazing Buddhist temples that were carved straight out of these cliffs, just these humongous red cliffs, and then these like Buddhist temples were just carved straight out of these this rock, and it was a series of maybe 5 or 6 of them, but just in this tiny little town that was set around this little reservoir. So I was taking a bus from there south, and I was headed to the city of Mysore, which is, for one thing, it's famous for incense. The Nagchampa incense comes from Mysore, and it's also famous for Ashtanga yoga. It's kind of a medium-sized city in India, and so I had to take a bus from this little town south to a bigger town, and then from there I was catching an overnight train down to Mysore. So I'm sitting on the bus, and I start getting really hungry. And usually when you're in India, then whenever you pull into the bus stops at various towns and things along the way, then people will come up to the bus from the outside and offer to buy or offer to sell things to you through the window, or sometimes they'll even come on the bus and go down the aisle. But usually when you show up at the bus stations, then there's peanuts and popcorn and like cucumber slices with some kind of a little spice on it, little packages of crackers or whatever, cookies, or so you can usually pretty much eat just sitting there in your seat, and you just give them the money out the window. And so this particular time, though, for over the course of like an hour or so, it just wasn't happening. Nobody was really coming up selling anything, and I was just getting hungrier and hungrier. And so finally someone comes up and they have this fruit, and it's called chiku. I don't think I'd ever had it before, but it's this little round, like perfectly round little fruit with sort of a light brown reddish color to it. And I thought it looked kind of interesting, so I bought a small bag of it and proceeded to down the whole thing. And let this be a lesson about eating sweets on buses, especially in India, but anywhere. But those Indian roads, the bumps and the curves and everything. So after not very long, 30 minutes or whatever, I just started to feel horrible. All these sweets on an empty stomach on an Indian bus. So I made it to the bigger town that I was going to, and so I thought, well, I was still a little bit hungry, and so I thought, well, I should get like a proper meal and try to balance out those sweets, and hopefully that'll do the trick. So I went to a little restaurant, got a masala dosa, which is sort of it kind of looks like a crepe. It's like a big sort of a crepe, and then they put this big dollop of this potato stuff with different spices and things in it, and then they roll it up, and then they give you a couple of little sauces on the side. One is like a coconut sauce, and then one is a spicier sauce, and they're always super cheap, 50 cents or less, and really tasty, and it's a good sort of, not a huge meal, but sort of a medium-sized meal. So I got one of those and devoured it, and then I get on the train, an hour or so later after waiting for a little bit, and hop on the train. It's going to be an overnight train, so this is in the evening, and I've got a little sleeping bunk, and so I get up on the bunk, and the first problem is that something was like practically blowing exhaust in my face, and between that and the fruit in my stomach, I just started to feel more horrible and more horrible. The masala dosa just wasn't going anywhere. It was all just sitting there in my stomach. And eventually, I just realized there's no way out of this, man. I've got to puke. It's gonna be a long night either way, but I'm just gonna feel more horrible if I sit here trying to hold this down. And so finally went to the bathroom and did what I had to do, and puked into the toilet on an Indian train. Definitely not a fun experience. But unfortunately, things didn't end there, because I got back to my my backpack in my bunk and realized that I didn't have any water. And here I just puked. And so I had to endure the entire overnight train without anything to drink. I forget why I didn't just buy some water at a station along the way. It might have been like an express train and it wasn't making any stops, or I just tried to sleep through it. So everyone has their sick in India story, and that's one of mine. So I definitely don't recommend eating sweets on an empty stomach and then sitting on an Indian train.